What I was just saying is kind of what we're doing here is an extension of our minor major overlap situation, just realizing that everything you ever did in A minor works in C solo wise, and your style's very heavily changed than I do the shit other than literally playing a chord change. And crossing the strings, so it's like if I was in A minor playing blues stuff, it'd be like there's and I've got this back here in my normal box and this shit up here. If I'm thinking about that as C major, I've still got the same stuff and the same. Just that new pentatonic 2 is and all that stuff is so anytime you're in C, you can just if I go sounds like the blues. Yeah. Sounds like Ballroom Brothers or something. Anyway, so structurally that's what's up, and just explore that. And it's definitely time to square up like this rather than being off to the side like that. That's a product of back when it was actually hard to push down and you felt like you had to vice grip it, but now you totally can just do it the regular way. So yeah, a way to thicken up a chord, put in that right there, that's stacking a fourth below it, which we can't do with these chords because there's no negative first string. And we hear it in like Today by the Pumpkins, but this is like the quintessential that, and then he goes, and we want to hit all three strings equally. I just whiffed one there, and that happens a couple times. Section, and then he starts doing the verse, where we talk about playing, the thing you'd want to do this way. And let's just start, with C and B flat and F is playing, 5, 4, 1. It's the same changes as Sweet Home Alabama. That's totally in G. So that's we were talking about. Like, there's the prime. This chord, I see this is starting with a chord that is not the key it's in. What else might it be? Just look for 1, 4, 5 shit. Like right here, we see this, those are the changes. Cool. So we're going first time through. And we talked about, F. One of the times we actually use our thumb a good bit is for all this kind of F stuff in the first position, where it lets us get the G there, versus if we're barring, we can only go. That and D with the thumb, those are pretty much the only times where we all do it with our thumb, and a lot of people just leave the bass note out there. Anyway, so he goes, boom, jack, boom, jack. And we want to notice, I wrote 2 versions of that's the same thing as here's F. We want to do it, and that's the exact same from the intro, so going. So there he went to the B flat other side rather than up here. So it was, when I showed you this one, I just went, so that's 2 notes, single notes, and that's actually down, down, up, down, down. So, but he actually goes, and nanny, nanny, boo, boo, it's, there it is. So it's like a 1 E and a 2 E and a 1 E and a 2 there. And then and let's just notice that I didn't mean to do that. And that's a thing for you too. And then just noticing also that's the same thing as, and then it's also the same thing as. So just find all 3 of those. Let's see how they all relate to F chords. Then the last time it's really pretty stark. Section. And then every time it goes. And that's how you slide to the first one, but if it's at all distracting, just don't slide. That's exactly what it sounds first. Where we skipped ahead to is when it gets to the solo. He's just been like, and the solo goes. There it goes. So it switches to F, E flat, B flat, but he really sticks with an F major solo scale, where it might behoove us to just be like pentatonic 1 here, all this stuff I would know. Anyway, so we get this, and it doesn't go, I'm going to be the guy who does it that way for efficiency. You know, there's all these situations where we're going to, so yeah, you know, that's kind of what we're seeing here. Is like there's this, and then there's this thing we were accomplishing here. So he goes, and that's 2 strings at a time the whole way. Then he goes, so that's. Then he drips back to F and ends all of them with some kind of just those 4 notes. And he goes, this time he goes, so it's. Second one. Third one. Rest, then it goes to G. And then that's where we left off in the transcription, but then it goes to B flat, and he uses this without the first string. So that's here, and then 3rd string. And the changes totally go G, B flat, and then this random C sharp 7, where he goes. And then the whole thing releases to F. Shows on F where he goes like. Anyway, cool. So, you know, definitely you'll be able to figure out what's going on for the solo, and, you know, then what I'd really like to have happen this week is like, you know, for starters it might be helpful to be like A minor 7, C major. I don't think that's a shape you picture or use a lot. And you use so much minor key shit that it, you know, thinking about that, what I'm doing right there, you know a 9th chord, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's a really useful, and again, it slims it out rather than playing an entire A minor chord with the 5th in it.
Yeah.
But regardless, it's easier to picture minor, major, minor, major.
Yeah.
So there we are. So you're totally doing all of your A minor shit, whether it looks like it or not, and you know, this position of the fretboard is pentatonic 2, you know, and this position in the fretboard out in front of the A chord is pentatonic 1. So that's the overall bigger project, is to try, I mean, like, you could play this solo, you could put on, like, some blues in F minor, and be like, or D minor rather, and just be like, it might not sound like the blues or whatever, but it would sound like you were playing the right thing. Anyway, so this song modulates a couple times, and that's another thing worth noting is like when it goes to G, that he really just has to shift to G. He's very clearly going F major is my solo scale, like to great lengths. He's just going pentatonic 1, and we want to really recognize that. Here, that's Freddie King land. That's so anytime you're doing that shit, back behind. Anyway, so there we are, and that's what we did. So yeah, cool, great.